In today's episode, we're talking about the 3 biggest myths that can hold you back when trying to get visibility at work. So make sure you stay tuned. Welcome to my show where high achievers get promoted, get productive, and get the corner office. Make sure you like and subscribe to this episode because every Wednesday I have a new episode coming your way and it will accelerate your career. Wow, your beliefs about work can either accelerate your career and help you get to the next level and help you achieve that promotion and lead an organization and have more success, or they can hold you back. They can keep you in the status quo and just make your career just sort of bump along the bottom for years, and maybe you see a slight increase, but then it just kind of stabilizes and never really takes off. So the key is, what we want to do is we want to investigate the myths that hold us back around today, around job visibility, and getting you more visibility for your contribution at work. You start to debunk these myths and question them a little bit. What you'll notice is that you'll notice new opportunities beginning to open up for you that you can pursue that can help take your career to the next level. So I'm gonna break these 3 big myths for you right now, and then we're gonna talk about the belief a little bit, and we're gonna debunk it, and we're gonna show you what's on the other side. First biggest myth is sharing your work doesn't have to be about boasting and bragging. It could be about sharing a success story. Also, sharing the story in details about what happened for you. When people confuse sharing the details with bragging, a lot of times they're focusing on, I did a great job, I'm so important, I did all this great stuff, versus focusing on just the actual stories and details of what happened. We had this challenge at work. I and my team got involved with it. Within a few days, we turned the ship around and we made this project more successful. And I also want to highlight these people in this group for all of their support. So you see, it's more like a shared benefit. You're leading the charge, which is amazing. And you're also bringing other people and helping them understand the details. It also helps to include the numbers so you can help them understand the numerical impact. So instead of bragging, sharing about the positive impact of your work becomes essential. Another way to approach this feeling, if you still feel like, Ben, it still sounds a lot like boasting, is to let others do it for you instead of just depending on them to share the details of your work. Ask them specifically to give you the testimonial, right? Explain to me how this project we did for you and your team or for the client actually helped you, and then gather the written information and then just share that in your weekly highlights to your leadership so they understand through the eyes of others the positive impact. But the key is you're proactively asking others for it versus just leaving it up to fate. The second biggest myth is, if I work hard, good things will come my way. Well, listen to my interview on the CEO sessions with former CEO of Honeywell, David Cote, where he says performance is not enough. You also have to have visibility. Visibility plus performance equals promotion opportunity. If you're just performing well and just waiting for things to come your way, you're placing a big bet that others are going to acknowledge it. And a lot of times it's just because they're consumed with working in their group and the contribution that they can do, and they don't have time to just understand the contribution of everyone around them. So those people who are willing to speak up and share it will have an advantage. So letting your work speak for itself doesn't truly give your work a voice. You must proactively be the voice of your work and truly explain how it impacts others. So when you share, and this is a great visibility tip, instead of just letting your work speak for itself, actually take the time to understand how your work impacts other people inside your organization and their teams and the end customer and EBITDA. That's right, EBITDA. Earnings, the bottom line of the organization, and then craft your narratives around those contributions. So instead of just saying, we did a great job on this, well done, say, hey, we executed this project on time, we met our deadline, and it positively impacted this group like this, this group like this, this group like this, and we're contributing to the bottom line like so. Outline that information, and then the visibility starts to take care of itself. The number 3 myth is, I just need to work hard and make sure my boss knows. Yes, your boss needs to know the working contribution that you are making, because they're ultimately your most direct advocate inside and outside the organization. However, it's also important to understand that others need to know what you're doing as well. What that visibility can contribute is if your boss leaves, they won't be saying, hey, what is Ben's team doing down there? They've been down there for years. I don't really know. By the way, I've worked in organizations for years and I've heard this conversation happen time and time again where an employee and their team's doing a great job, but other leaders inside the organization are completely unaware. And this is a huge limiting belief that as long as your boss knows you're good, right? You need to make sure that other people inside the organization understand the impact that you and your team are making, and then take those steps to forge those relationships in a meaningful way. So if and when your boss gets promoted or leaves your organization, you've got other advocates inside and you've created a visibility network to create more opportunities for your team. And who knows, you may be the one that gets your boss's position. You get promoted there. Congratulations. So let's quickly review these. Number one biggest myth is that sharing your work is bragging. We talked about debunking that because sharing your work and the impact is essential. It's essential for other people to understand that because they need to understand the work you're doing and they also need to understand how they can reciprocate and contribute back to you and your team and thus create even more positive momentum. Number two is if I work hard, people are going to notice and my work will speak for itself. Instead of allowing your work to just maybe speak for itself, give your work voice by communicating the positive impact that it's making inside the organization. Number two is, I just need to make sure that my boss knows the contribution we're making. Yes, your boss needs to know, but others need to know too, because why hedge your bets on this one individual when you can be tapping into the broader network of your organization? Now make sure you stick around for the next video because when it comes to visibility, you're going to make sure you understand these next strategies that can help you create more visibility and create more opportunity and promotion potential for yourself and your team.